Hello everyone, welcome back. So in our last video, I showed you guys how I made this Lego printer and showed you how it works. If you didn't watch that video, link down in the description below. This video, I'm going to show you guys a tutorial of it and you guys can build along, and all the code also will be down in the description below. I'm Ishu and you're watching Ishu Builds. So, without further ado, let's start building this printer. So, these are all the pieces that you'll be needing to build this printer. Now, it is fine if you have all these pieces. These parts are, a couple of them are from NXT2, a couple of them from EV3, and a couple are from actual LEGO sets that are Technic based. So, these are all the parts. If you can, color is not really important, so you can substitute that part, or you can substitute it completely for a separate part. It is all up to you how you want to do it, but it's pretty simple. All these parts are not required. Some specific parts you will probably want to use is this EV3 brick over here. You cannot use NXT because it doesn't support array operations. I do not know if Pi brick works, but that I'll have to look into. You probably want some sort of pen. A Sharpie works best. A small rubber band, that's actually from Lego. Now, motors, you can actually use EV3 or NXT. I'm using NXT. Sensors, same thing. You can like interchange them. I have one NXT, one EV3 touch sensor, color sensor, so that's yours. You need these wheels. These are, I think, from NXT. And they have a Technic axle in the middle. And then these ones also are needed. These are from normal Lego sets. They have the normal pinhole, and they don't have the fat tires. They have the slim ones. So you want to look into that. You want these, some sort of gear rack parts here. And a lot of different types of beams. You have 1x3, 1x5, 7s, 9s, 11s, and then 13s and all sorts. You have a couple of these parts. You have these bigger base plates. You can substitute these for a big base plate of just a bunch of plates connected together. So that's an option. You have a bunch of these kind of curvy L pieces, a bunch of axles that you can also use in different ways. These are normal Lego 2 Technic connectors, so you want a couple selection of these. A bunch of L parts, that's a lot, and then a bunch of different connectors that you could also substitute. These are not that important. Yes, that is a plate of pins. That is a lot of pins there, and a lot of 3-longs, and then a lot of axle connectors too. So, if you want, you can pause right here and go grab all these parts, or you can substitute them as the video goes. So, let's get building. So, starting off, we're going to make the main base and the color sensor part over here. For that, you need all these pieces over here. Starting off, we will grab this big plate Technic piece. I don't know what it's called, but it should look like this. And we'll start by grabbing 3 long pins, going one here, and one right here, all the way through. And then we're going to grab some normal pins, attach one right here, and one right here. So it should look like that. We're going to put this to the side right here, and we're going to grab this piece over here. And now we're going to use 3 long pins again, but this time we are only going to drive them one piece in, and one on this side too. And then we'll grab this 1x11 piece over here and attach it right like so. So there should be 3 hanging out on each side. And then we're going to grab simple normal pin and just attach it right here. Put this to the side too. Then we're going to grab a 1x7 piece right here. 2 Technic pins going on the edge, so one here, one here. Then another 2 going one here and one here. the opposite sides like so. Then we're gonna grab this L piece over here. It's a big L piece. And we're gonna attach it right like so. Next, we're gonna grab 2 more of these, put one right here, put one right here, then a 1x5 beam and attach it like so. Then we're gonna grab 2 more Technic pins, one right here, and we're gonna attach another 1x5 beam onto that. And we're done with this. We can put this to the side. Now we'll grab another 1x7 beam, another 2 pins, right here. Same for the other side, right here. And then another big L piece, attach it right like so. Another 2 pins right here. So then you grab another 1x5 beam over here and attach it like this, again, flush, so. Then we grab one of these, a normal pin, and a 3 long pin right here, and attach both of these on the end, and then attach a 1x3 beam right like so. And put this aside. Now we can even grab our touch sensor, and this is pretty simple. We just want a normal 3 long pin, do that on the top, and then one of these. So this is a normal pin, and then 2 Technic pins right here, and then just insert it right so. So you want to, like, it will fall off, but once we put all of it together, it should stay in. Now, this L piece over here, and start by attaching 1 3 long pin right in the middle over here, and then 2 through the top, so right here and right here, leaving 1 pinhole space right here, and then both of these. Then you can grab this 1x5 and attach it right like this. And then this part over here, attach it right like this. Then we're gonna grab this 3 long piece here and put it through this 1x3 piece we put right now, and also through the L-shaped piece. And then a normal pin right on the bottom like so. Put this aside. Now we're gonna grab an L-shaped piece and 2 3 long Technic pins. Put both of these on the side right here and here, like so. And then a normal pin right here. We're gonna grab another pin and insert it right here, like so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach a normal pin right here, to which you're gonna attach a 1x3 beam right here, and then we're gonna attach 2 of these on the back like so. Then we're gonna attach a 1x7 like this, so 3 hangs off to the side, and then one of these right here and attach right here. So this is a 1x5 beam. Now we're gonna assemble all this. We're going to start off by grabbing this piece over here and attaching it to this piece right like so. Then we're gonna grab this part over here and attach it right like so, like this. Then we're gonna attach this part over here like so, and we're gonna attach this part over here right there. Then we're gonna grab this piece over here. Then we're gonna grab our touch sensor, and it's just gonna attach right here, to click on both of these parts over here, like so. Then we're going to attach this part right here. So these two go right there, and then it should just all click into place like so. Then we're going to attach this part over here, right like so. And finally, last part, this goes like so. So it should look like that. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add some support structure on this side over here. We need all of these pieces for that. Starting off, we will grab this kind of curved L piece over here. And we're going to grab 2 pins over here, 2 normal pins, and attach them, both of them right on the top right here after the axle hole. It's right there. So it should look like that. Next, we want to add a normal 3-long pin right here. And then this one over here, so this is 2 normal pins and then axle connector right on the edge right here. Then you want to grab a 1x7 beam and just attach it right there. Now what you want to do, you want to grab a bunch of normal pins right here, attach it one right after here, one right after here, one space, and then attach one more right here. Grab a L piece kind of here, this small L piece, and then attach it going into all of those 3 right there. And then grab this same another L piece. And so it's a bit flimsy right now, but as we'll build the printer, it should become stronger later. So we'll put this to the side, and then we will grab this part over here, same L kind of curved piece. Two normal Technic axles, one going right here, one right here after the axle hole, so normal pins right there. And then we want to add a normal pin right here, and then a pin to axle piece right here. Then we want to grab more of these normal pins and then attach them right here, right after the axle hole, so normal pins. Then we want to grab another one of this axle to 2 normal pins and attach it right there. Grab another L piece and then attach all of that together like so. Lastly, you just want to grab this normal 3-long pin and attach it right through. Put this to the side too. And we're going to grab this 1x11 beam over here. And then add pins to the end. So one here, leave a space, one here. And then same on the other side. So one here, leave a space, one here. Now we want to grab this piece over here, this 1x7 beam, leave one pinhole right there, and then just attach it like so. So it should look like this. And then for the other side, instead of leaving one, we're going to leave 2 and then attach it. So it looks like this. So keep it on going. We will. So now we'll grab 2 pins, attach one right here and one right here, so they look kind of like this. Attach a 1x3 beam right here. And then grab another 2, and then on here, attach it like this. Leave 2, 1, 2, and then attach it right there. So now we're gonna attach all these together. To do that, and then we want to attach this piece onto this side, so both of these should just insert like that. And this piece should just attach like so. And this piece will keep falling, but we'll reinforce that later on. To attach this just goes on that side right here. And you could just attach it right like so. So just like on this side we did, we're gonna add some support structure on this side too. For that, you need all of these pieces over here. Starting off, we will grab this kind of L-shaped curved piece over here. And we'll grab this axle to pin connector over here. And just attach it right like there, like so. Then we'll grab this one. So this is a 3 long pin, 2 pins to like 1 axle connector, and this just slides in right back here like so. And then we're gonna grab 2 normal pins, so 1 right here and 1 right here, and then another one of these will go onto this axle piece right here. Now we'll grab this small L-shaped piece over here and just attach it onto all of these, like so. We'll put this to the side now. Grab another one of these L-shaped curved pieces and grab a normal 3 long pin and just attach it around the edge over here. A axle to pin connector right on the other side like so, and then a normal pin right here. There. So you want to leave a stud space, and then another one of these axle to 2 pins connector right on the bottom, and then you want to attach a 1x7 piece right here onto both of them like so, and then 2 normal pins. One goes right here and the other after 1 stud right there. So that should look like that. We'll put this to the side too, and now we'll simply make this. So we want to grab this piece over here. It's a 7-1 beam. To attach this, we want to just add 1 pin on the bottom, 1 stud, 1 on the top right here. Grab this L piece, attach it like so, and this L piece, attach it like so. So it should like attach like this. Bit flimsy, but when everything's connected, it should work out. Put that to the side too, and then we're gonna start by grabbing this 1x13 right here. Couple pins, 1 on the edge, 1 stud space, another one right there. Same on the other side. On the edge, 1 stud space, another one right there. Now we're gonna grab 2 of these. So this one actually is gonna have just 1 extra stud over here and then connected to these 2. But this one will sit flush to them, like so. Then we want to grab these Technic axles right here. Insert 1 through this, and then another one through like this. And now we'll grab 2 of these and insert 1 right here. And then we're gonna go leave 1, 2, and insert 1 right here, like so. So correction for this piece over here, you should have 3 extra pins lying around. So to attach them, this pin goes up right here. Then there's a pin that just goes down like so. And there's another pin that goes down like this. So it should look more or less like this. Now we can start by assembling all of these. So first we'll grab this part over here and grab this over here and attach this together right here. It's right on the edge, just attach it right so. Then we're gonna grab this piece over here, and this just simply attaches to all of these on the side like so. Now we're gonna grab this piece over here, and this simply attaches on just right before the very edge, right there. So it should look like this. And this attaches right here. So we'll grab our printer and this attaches simply like this. And that's how it should look. So now we're gonna start by adding some support structure, specifically on this side over here. For that you need all of these parts. Starting off, we will grab 1x7 beam right here. Pins, and we're gonna start by attaching after one. We're gonna go one here, one here. Then we're gonna go one on the other side, one on this side, two more, and then we're gonna go, see, one on this side and one on this side. So it should look kind of like this. Grab another 1x7 beam, attach it like so. Grab this part over here, attach it like so, and a 1x3 right on top like this. And then finally, we want this small L piece right here. So we're gonna keep this aside. Now, we are gonna grab this 1x9 over here, two 3-long Technic beams, and we're gonna attach these after here and here. And then we're gonna actually also add Technic pins right beside both of them. So one right here and one right here. So it looks like this. 1x11, all on top of all that. Right there. And then last pin right over here on the edge. Like so. Now what we want to do, we want to assemble all this together. So we will grab this beam over here, put it on top, all of that, having this kind of staircase pattern over here on the bottom too. And this part just attaches right here. Everything's flush. It does have a bit of wiggle, but once we attach it, it should not have that. To attach it, we just want to orient it like this, and just attach it over here. So let me pick it up and show this L piece slides into those two, and then all of this slides in here, and on the edge it just slides in right there, like so. So like we added some support structure over here, we're going to do the same for this side. For that you will want all of these pieces. Starting off, we will just grab this 1x11 beam over here and put a pin right at the edge, and then we're going to want a 3-long pin right beside it. After one stud, we want another 3-long pin but facing up, so this one goes through, this one faces up. And after another stud, you want another normal pin. Then you want one facing up, like so, and then you want one going through, like this. Then you want to grab this 1x9 beam and just put it through all of that. Put that to the side, and then we're gonna grab two of these 1x7s and start by going one space and then one other space, one right here, and then connecting both of these together like so. Then we'll grab both of these, and after one on top right here, and then attach this small L-shaped part going like that, so. Put that aside, and then last one part over here, big L-shaped piece, 3 long pins, one right here, another right here, and then a 1x3 beam. Put it through all the way like so. Now, what we want to do, we want to attach all that together. For that, we're going to grab this part over here and just attach it through and have two right here, like so. This piece slides into there. It has a bit of wobble, but that's fine. And then this piece slides right there, like so. And then all of this simply attaches right here. So the yellow goes into both of these. This goes into both of these, and then this goes onto the edge over here. Like this. So now we're gonna actually add onto the base plate. So instead of having like a proper tutorial of me building it, I'll just show you guys, because you can build it however you want. It just has to meet these specifications. So these are 1x9 beams over here, and there's 7 across here, and not this one. This one's a big beam going all the way down right here to connect everything together. So this in total is 22 studs or beams long. It has, after 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, this sticks out another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 2 pieces right here. So I'm hoping you guys be able to build this. It's a simple like platform, not that difficult, and you can build it however you want. It doesn't have to be 1x9s. You can mix and match it, as long as it's like, as long as this kind of strip is proper pieces, because that's where like the pen will be. So you want that to be even. And these are how you want the connection. So you want 1, 2, 3. So 2 on the edges, 1 on the middle, and then here you want every repeating after a stud. So leave 1, leave 1, leave 1, leave 1, leave. Like that. So to attach it, we have our printer right here, and it just simply slides into all these. Just simply slides in here, and down here. Let me pull it up. These two just connect right there and right there. So yeah, that's that. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some roller wheels to help guide the piece of paper when you're putting it in the printer, and a bit of support around it to guide the paper in better. So for that, we need all of these parts over here. So starting off, we'll grab this 1x15 beam right here, and we're going to grab 2 of these kind of axle 2 pins, and we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then after that we're gonna add this right here and this after 1 right here, like so. Grab one of these parts, these axle, and then this pin, put it right there, like so. Grab a 3 long pin, preferably frictionless, and attach it right there. And then a wheel. So this is a normal Lego wheel, and this smaller rubber. It's not the thick one, it's a smaller one. And you can just attach it right like so. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab one of these pins, and we're gonna count 1, 2 from here, and attach this like so. Grab this part over here, attach it, axle to pin, and attach it right there. Put that on the side. Next, what we're gonna do is we are going to grab this L piece over here, and we are going to grab 3 different pins. Start off by attaching, so we're gonna hold it like this. I'm going to attach 1 right here, 1 right here, and 1 on the other side like so. And then counting 2 from the top, 1, 2, And onto the side of the 2 pins, we're going to attach this over here, preferably frictionless, and then a wheel. Put that to the side too. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to grab this part over here. This is a 2-pin long beam, one with a normal Technic and then an axle. We're going to grab 2 of these, and we're going on the normal one, we're going to put it like that and like that. And then what we want to do is we want to grab this piece over here, a 1x3 beam, attach this onto the one edge, and then what we want to grab another one of these, 2 of these, and then attach it one distance, and then attach it 2. And like so. Correction, what we're gonna make, we actually want to attach it to the other side, like this, because we're gonna push in like that. So that's a correction. Now what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to grab this piece over here, pin right here, put that aside. Same thing over kind of here. Just grab 2 pins, pin right here, this small L piece, put us aside. And then finally, we're gonna grab a 1x5 beam, pin in the middle, pin on this side, and then this pin axle thingy right like so. And we will probably want to align it to a 90-degree angle. And put that down too. Now, to assemble it, we're going to start off by assembling this side over here. For assembling this side, we're going to start by this big one over here. And just connect to the top of this part right here, like so. Like here. Like this. Then what we want to do is we can grab this piece over here, put it right there, like so. Then what we're going to do, we want to grab this piece over here, attach it over all of this and into the pin like this. And in this part, which connects here, and here, I don't know if you can see that, but it goes right like that. Now onto the other side, we want to attach. This is a bit weird to attach, so this part wants to go right here, and then this one right here. And this can just slide around. So we want to attach right there and kind of right there. And then you kind of have to it's a bit difficult to put in there, but it works. And then you can just align it later a bit. So like that. And then we can grab this wheel and attach it right like here, like so. This is also a bit of a tight fit, but you can get it. And now this blue part, you want to kind of push it all the way to the edge, but it's still like flush with the bottom piece. So that's what we want to do right there. So now we're going to add a bit more support structure. For this, you need all of these pieces right here. Now, starting off to construct all this, what we're going to do, we are going to Now, starting off to construct all of this, we are going to grab this 1x13 beam over here. Add a pin right at the edge. And then count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the 5th one, you attach another pin like so. Then we grab more pins, So to attach this, we're going to count from here, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to attach another pin, grab 1x7 beam right here. So attach it right at the edge right here, and then on the other side, just attach it right like so. Then grab a 1x5 beam right here and attach that too. So if you look at this, it does wobble a bit, but we'll fix that when everything attaches together. So we'll keep this to the side. Now, what we want to do is we want to grab a 1x5 beam again, this 3 long pin at the edge, a normal pin on the other side, and then we attach a 1x11 right here, leaving one kind of pin gap, and right there, and after this one, we put it like so. So it kind of looks like this, and then another pin at the very end, like so. Put that to the side too. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab this L-shaped piece right here, and we're gonna grab 2 pins and just attach one right there and another right there. 1x7 beam right here and attach it through. So grab 3 more pins. 1 goes right here, 1 right here. So at the end, leave 1 and then another, like so. And then 1 right in the middle right here. And then we attach another one of these to it. Again, it's going to be very flimsy, but when everything attaches, it should be much stronger. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to grab this piece and this piece together. And we're going to attach them by these 3 long Technic pins. So we just put them through and through, like so. And then on the opposite, like this. Then we'll go grab 2 of these, 1 right here, 1 right here on the bottom, like so. Attach this piece right there. One right there, 1 right there. And then this 7 beam again, edge to edge, like so. Now we will also attach 1 pin right up here, like so. And then on the other side, we're gonna have 1 right here, on there, and then 1 right there. And we're gonna grab this 1x9 beam. Attach it right like so. Now we're going to grab all these parts together and we're going to start by assembling them. So this part and these part kind of goes together. So this piece has to go on the edge, so at the complete end, right like so, and everything should just click into place. And it's much stronger now apart from this. This piece over here attaches right here, so it goes like so, like this. And then this piece goes right there, like this. Kind of difficult, but it attaches. So now what we do, we want to attach this to this side over here. So to attach this part right here, this pin goes right into this yellow part over here, and then this part kind of just goes into there. And that's it. That's what attaches all of it. Like so. So here's a correction I want to make. So we had this part attached kind of like this. Instead, we want it to connect to these 2 parts right here. So you want to connect these pins like so, and then connect this part to here like this. It makes it more stronger, like so. So now we're gonna make the part that houses the touch sensor. For that, you need all of these pieces right here. And starting off, we will grab our touch sensor. You can use, this is an NXT2 one. You can use an EV3, whichever one you like. Starting off, we will put a 3 long pin through there. And then we want one Technic pin sticking out right here and another one right there. Kind of like that. Then we want to grab these kind of T-pieces with 2 holes right there and then 2 on the side. Just attach it on there. And another one on the other side. Now we can put this aside. And then we'll grab a L piece right here. And we'll start by attaching 2 Technic pins right on the edge right here. 1 3 long Technic pin on this side. And then another normal Technic pin right beside it. Like so. Now we can grab a smaller L piece, so not as big, smaller, and just attach it right through there. So it looks like this. Now we'll grab 2 of these parts, these pins to axle connectors. We'll attach one, go this way, like so, and another onto this part over here, going backwards like so. And we'll put that to the side too. Now we will grab a 1x9 beam over here. Grab 2 3 long Technic pins and put it after 3 studs. So 1, 2, 3, one right here and one on over it, right here like so. Then we'll grab a 1x5 and attach it right here. Now we'll grab a normal Technic pin and one from the top, we're going to put it right here. And then another 1x5 beam, put right there like so. We're going to put this to the side too. Now what we're going to do, we're going to grab a big L piece, attach a pin around the edge right here. Then we want to grab a pin on top right here, and then another one right there. Like so. Then we're going to grab a smaller one, smaller L piece, and put it right there. Like so. And then on the top of this, we're going to grab 2 normal Technic pins and put it right here. And one right here, so it kind of looks like this. Cool. So now we're going to put that to the side too. And we're going to start by grabbing another L piece right here. And after 2 studs, 1, 2, I'll put it right through there. Like so. So this is a bush and then a 3 long kind of axle piece with the bush at the end. I don't know what it's called. And then we're going to grab a small L piece and then just put it right there. Like so. It does have a bit of wiggle, but that will be solved when we assemble all of it together. Then we want to grab some of this. We're going to have one pin going right here, another pin right there. Grab another 9 long beam, put it right there. And then we're going to have a normal Technic pin right there, like so. On this piece, after you're done attaching this one right here, you want to actually attach 2 instead of just 1. So it looks like this. So now to connect all of these parts together, we'll grab this part over here, kind of, and this part over here, and we will just simply attach it like this onto the back, like so. Like that. Now on the top, we can just grab our touch sensor, attach it kind of like this onto those two, like that. And then on the front, actually, we're gonna grab this part over here, and this should just attach right beside all of that and connect everything together, like so. Now we just have this part remaining, and this just goes onto the back right here. So these two connect to that, and this goes in there, like this. And then everything just should attach together, and this part just squeeze into there. And it should kind of look like that. Yeah, and you have this. Now, to attach it, we want to go to this side over here, and it attaches like so. So we have these two parts over here, and then this one over here, and then everything just should just connect together if you just align it up like this, and right here, like that. And then this part also exists over here, which you want to kind of push in. Very difficult to show, but it should look kind of like that. So now what we're going to do, we're going to make a structure over here in this area, so we can house the motor that will control the horizontal motion of the pen. For that, we need to start with all these pieces over here. Going off, we will start off with 2 of these 1x7s, and then 2 Technic 3 long pins, and then just connect them through like this and like this. Grab a 1x5 beam and just attach it like so. Then you can grab another 3 long Technic beam and just attach it right here. We can put this to the side now. Going here, we will grab one of these pieces and a 3 long Technic beam. Attach this 3 long Technic beam through. You can even substitute this for a normal pin, but I don't have that many, so that's why I'm using that. And then we can grab a normal pin and we can just put it right through there. For the other side though, we're just gonna attach 3 long Technic pins like this and this, and then a 1x3 beam through them. Now we can put this to the side too. So now what we want to do, we want to grab one of these pieces over here and a 3 long Technic pin and attach these together like so. Grab a 13 long Technic beam and attach this part after 1, 2, 3. Attach it right here. So 1, 2, 3, like so. And then grab a 7 long beam and just attach it to that end right so. Then grab 2 normal Technic pins, attach it right after, like so, and grab an L-shaped piece and attach it right here. Now we'll attach this part over here, this kind of L-shaped with other pins right here. So we have this one stud space, and then we'll grab a 1x9 Technic beam and attach it right here. Now we'll grab this piece over here, kind of L-shaped with these Technic axles, and put 2 Technic pins right here and right here, like so. And also what we want to do is we want to grab these 3 long Technic pins and just attach them right through here and right through here. Now assembling all of this onto the printer here. You should have 1 extra of these left, Technic pin, and you want to attach it right over here. So let me pick up it. So right here, you just want to attach it. And then right above that, you want to put this part. So it looks like this. Now, keeping on going, we will grab this piece over here and attach it right like here, like so. Then we'll grab this part over here and attach it right like so. Then we can grab this piece over here, and these pins have to go here and here, and then everything should just connect itself in place. Like so. So now we'll continue on this part over here that we were assembling. For that, you need all these pieces over here. I will start with this one over here. This is 7 long beams over here. So 1, 2, 3, 6. Pretty simple. And then these are 7 long. At the end here, we have pins for going out 1 and then going out 2. And we will actually end up attaching a pin here and here. So you also want to leave that open. And on this side, you want kind of this arrangement with 1 full here, 2 space, and 1 full here. So it's pretty simple to make this part. You can do that anyhow you want, not putting like an exact tutorial out for this. So I'm just going to put that to the side. Now, what we'll start to do is we'll start by assembling other pieces. Starting with that, we'll grab a 1x5 Technic beam over here, and then we'll assemble a 3 long pin right through it, like so. Then we'll also grab a 1x3 beam, attach it right there, and then grab another 3 long Technic axle, drive it all through there. So it should kind of look like this. Next, we want to grab a random pin. You can use any type. Put it right there. And then another 3 long kind of piece and insert it right through. So it looks like this. Then we have a T-piece like this. And we attach it like so. Then we grab a random pin again. Attach it right on the edge right there. Grab 2 more pins. Attach one on top and one on the bottom right here. And then put a 1x7 beam right on top of those 2. Kind of like this. Now we can put this aside. Then we'll start off by grabbing this T-piece over here. Grabbing a 3 long Technic pin, putting it right through the middle, like so. Attaching one of these. It's a 5 long Technic beam. And then 2 Technic pins. So we leave a gap right here. 1 and then 2, like so. Now what we want to do is we want to grab another T-piece over here, and we want to put a 3 long Technic pin to the edge right here, and we'll grab the other one that you have and put a pin right through the edge over here, like so. And then you also want to put another pin right here. So when you put these side by side, it looks kind of like that. Then we'll just grab this L-shaped piece over here, and we'll attach it on these 2 and here. So it looks like this. So this piece kind of is flimsy, but it'll like reinforce itself when we keep building on. So that's what you want right there. We can put this to the side. Now what we can do, we can start off by building kind of the base part that will attach upwards. So now we'll start by grabbing this 1 by 7 Technic beam right here. And inserting 4 pins into it. For that, you just leave one gap and then insert another one. So here, 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 and then last but not least over here. So it looks kind of like this. Then we grab these L-shaped pieces and then just attach them like so. Now we grab 4 more Technic pins, going through 1, 2 over here, and then 2 on the other side. 1 over here, the other side like so. So it looks kind of like this. Grabbing these 1x11s, we can just attach both of these over here like so. Now, going forward, what we want to do is we want to actually grab this piece over here and put a pin right here, one from the top and a pin right here, like so. And then on the other side, you want to attach it, 1, 2, 3, and you want to attach the pins like so. So it looks kind of like this. Same for the other side. So it eventually should end up looking kind of like this. Now what we want to do, we want to grab a Technic pin, put it right one here, and then on the other side one right here, and then a 3 long Technic pin going through all of that. And then we're going to grab this T-piece over here, and then we're just going to attach it right over here-ish. Like so. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to actually grab this part again over here. And what you want to do here is you want to attach this pin on the absolute edge. Grab this 5 long Technic beam and just attach all of that together. Like so. So now it should be much stronger. The only part that should kind of tilt is this one. Now we'll attach it all. For that, we'll just turn the printer right here. So starting off, this part over here is gonna go this piece over here, this piece over here, and then these two are gonna kind of here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach it. So we need to attach this L-shaped kind of piece here, and these two in this part here. So it'll take a bit to get it all connected properly. And you might need to move the pins around a bit. And you should get it connected perfectly like so. Now what you want to do, we can just grab this kind of L, this piece over here that we have. And we want to just attach it right like so. It should be pretty simple to attach that on. Then we grab this piece over here and we attach this 5 beam onto this side like so. Like this. And then now we grab this big arch kind of thing. Attach all of this to here. And then attach everything like so. And that should be it, and then we can now attach the motor onto it. So now we're going to start off and build more support structure, kind of around this area over here, so you need all of these pieces. First you'll grab a 1x7 beam. And then we will start off by putting pins through like this. So we want one in the start, leave space, then another one. Then we need two continuous ones like this. Kind of like that. And then on the other side, we want this, like so. Now what we want to do, we want to flip it over, grab two of these kind of like T pieces over here. And then we want to insert it one right through those two over here. And let's do two over here. Then we just want to simply add pins to wherever we can. So one right there. And then one right there. So it kind of looks like this. Oh. And this part actually has to go on the other side facing this way. Like so. We'll keep that to the side right now. Now we're going to assemble using one of these L-shaped pieces. And we want to start off by adding a pin here and a pin right here, like so. And grab another 1x7 beam, leave one pin there, and then just like insert it like so. Now we can just simply attach two pins here, one right there, one right there, and then another two, one right there, and one right there. Two T-shaped pieces. We'll just put one right there, and then the other right there, like so. We'll keep that to the side too. Now we're gonna grab two of these 1x5 beams. We're gonna grab a 3 long Technic pin. Set it right through here. Another one on the other edge. Attach this one right here, like so. And then a couple more Technic pins. One right here, so it looks kind of like this. We'll put that to the side too. Now we're gonna grab another L-shaped piece over here. And grab pins, 3 of them. So one on the edge right here, another one right here, and then another one after leaving 1, 2, and then right here, like this. And then we'll just add a 1x5 beam onto this part. We'll keep that to the side too. Now we'll assemble all this. So we're going to start off by grabbing one of these beams over here, a 1x5 beam, and then these 3 long Technic pins. We'll go one right down the middle, and then one after one stud right here, kind of like this. Then we're going to grab a couple of these pieces, attach both of them on the ends, and then attach these T pieces, one right here and one right here, so one kind of hangs off like so. Now what we can do, we can grab another Technic beam over here, a 5 long one, and then we can attach a pin right here and a pin right here, like so. And then 2 more Technic pins going right. One goes here and the other goes here. So this piece kind of looks like this. Now to assemble these, we're gonna grab this part over here and this one over here, and these two can just like attach right together like here, like so. And then all of these can attach, so you want to grab this one over here Then you want to grab this one over here and spin around. Attach it right over here like so. So there's a piece hanging off there. And then we want to grab this one like this. Have this piece hanging off over here and like so. To attach it, we're going to attach it right over here. So this part should be kind of empty over here. We just want to grab it and put it right beside this beam over here. Right here, like so. And then this other part can just slot in underneath and connect to these parts over here. Like so. Now we're going to make the part that allows the pen head to move left and right. So for that you need all of these pieces over here. So starting off, we'll grab this 1x11 beam over here. And pins, lots of them. So we want to put a pin right here. Leave a space, add another pin right here, like so. Then we need a lot of pins here, 4. We want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 pins to along the other side, like this. Now we want to grab a 1x5 beam right here, and we want to leave this one pin open, and we just want to attach it like so. Then we want to grab 2 other pins, one right here, one right here. Nice. We can keep that aside. We can quickly grab this piece over here and attach another one of these so it looks kind of like this. Grab another 1x5 beam and just attach it right at the end, like so. Put that aside too. You can grab one of these, put this on it right here, and just a random pin, like so. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the motor right here, and we need to start off by also grabbing one of these parts. And now what we want to do, we want to just drive onto the L part over here, 2 of these 3 long pins. Then we need to grab this 1x13 beam over here, leave 1, 2, 3, and then just attach a part right like so. Now we'll grab the motor, we'll face it this way, and on the middle right here, we're going to attach like so. This one just hangs off. Now what we want to do is we want to proceed to take 2 more of these 3 long pins, attach both of them right here. Here, one here. Then we can grab 1x3 beam, attach it like so, and then grab this one over here, a 1x5 beam, and attach it like so. Now what we want to do, we want to grab another 2 3 long pins, attach them onto the motor, right like this and like this. And then 2 of these. Now this part over here is actually not necessary, but I use this so I can easily rotate the pen head left and right without any problems, so it just makes it easier to hold, like so. We can keep this to the side now. Now we're gonna make this part over here. You can grab this L shape, it's a big one. And we're gonna start off by attaching 2 parts over here and over here, and then this over here. So it looks like this. Now 2 more pins, one at the end, one right after that, and then another L-shaped piece facing upwards. Now we need to grab more pins, one right over here and one right here, and then another L-shaped piece going down like so. Now, what we want to do, we want to grab one of these parts over here, these Technic axle to pin connectors, put it right like this. And then we also want to grab another Technic pin over here. And then we want to just insert it right here. Grab one of these and insert it right like so. Now we need to grab this axle. So this is a 16 tooth gear over here. We want to attach it right like so, and then a bush like this. Now we'll grab the part that we just assembled and oopsies, and then hold it like this. Through this gap over here, we put the axle, and on the other side, we screw on this like so. One correction I want to make, right here on this part on the motor, we attach 2 long pins here. We want to also attach a pin through it and then attach it so it doesn't become flimsy, so it's much stronger now. Now that we have all these parts here, and you should have an extra Technic pin to axle connector. Now you want to turn your printer around so you can see this part over here. And we're going to start by attaching all these parts onto that. So starting off, we'll need one of this part over here. And we just want to attach it onto this L piece right on the top right here. Then we want to grab this piece that we made and attach it right here. So we want to go 1, 2, and we want to attach it right here. Now we can grab our main motor part. Keep it like this. Attach this here, so leave 1 space, then attach this part to here. And then this part should go right under this pin over here, leaving 1 space here. It's kind of difficult to see. So let me bring it closer. Go like this. So now what we want to do, we want to grab this main big part over here. And we want to attach it right across. So we want to go from all the way from the bottom, up in through here, and then onto the top. So this secures like almost everything in. Now what we can do, we can actually flip our printer around. And we can start by assembling this onto it. For that, we can just grab our thing over here, and we want to push it through the motor like so. And now over here, as you can see, this part kind of lifts up. We can grab our Technic pin over here, put it right here, right there. Turn it so it's perfectly like 90 degrees, and then insert these parts right into it, so this does not like move out. And that's how it should kind of look like from the front. So now what we're going to do, we're going to make the printing head and the beam that goes across it. So here I have the beam. I'm not going to really make a tutorial for it, but I just want to show you guys how I made it. So the length from this point right here all the way down to here is 74 Technic studs. From here to here is 32 studs. And from this part right here to this part right here is 30 studs. This part is all in plates. This part leaves 1, 2, 3 studs here, and then has a 20 long row of just these kind of rack mechanisms. And then you have a 10 long just Technic beam right here. So you guys can look at it. I won't put a tutorial because it's like really long and it's pretty simple to make. So it should be fairly simple. And it does not need to be perfectly like mine, as long as it matches all the conditions. It has to be 74 long. This has to be 32. This has to be 30. Plates here. Leave 1, 2, 3, and then have all these. And then have a 10 long part in the middle. So now we'll actually start making the printer head itself. For that, we're going to start off by grabbing these small L pieces over here. kind of look like that. And then we also want to grab all of these over here. So this one that has Technic axles on both sides, we're just going to insert it right at the end. And over here, facing inwards, like this. Then we're going to add one that faces outwards, like this, kind of the same direction, both of them. And then one like so. So you have one going this way and then two going this way. And then we can just cap it off with another one of these. So now what we want to do, we want to add these pieces over here. They're normal pins, but with the round heads on top. We want to add one on this one over here, right like this. Then we get two going on right after this Technic axle. We go one over here and one right over here. Now this is where our pen goes, so we're gonna actually have a rubber band. This is a actual Technic rubber band, but you can grab any normal one if you have one. So you can just want to pull it through here and through here, kind of tight fit. So if we grab a Sharpie, we can just simply push it through this gap right here, and then proceed to push it through this gap right here, and it holds the Sharpie in place like this. So now let's keep that aside right there. Now moving on, we will go and start with these. So we'll grab these two pieces over here, these two L's pieces, and then we'll also grab two of these smaller L pieces. So we have two of these big ones and two of these small ones. Now what we want to start by doing is grabbing a lot of pins. And I'll just grab a couple. We'll have this big L piece over here, and we're going to start by adding a pin right there, and a pin right there, and attaching this L piece to it, like so. Then we're going to grab this 3 long pin right here, and put it right before the L, like right here. Then we're going to grab another couple pins here, and we're going to insert it right here and right here. Not in the axle, but in the other two ones. And then we're going to attach another L piece like this. So it kind of creates like a rectangle. And then another one of these pieces. A couple more pins. And now what we're going to do, we're simply going to insert it right here to all of them. Like so. And then we're going to grab 2 more of actually these 3 long ones and put them right here. So this piece kind of looks like this. We're going to keep this aside too. And then we're going to start by grabbing these 2. So these kind of T pieces over here. And grabbing a 1x5 beam, and then grabbing a 3 long pin right here, putting it through the end like so. Then we're going to grab a couple pins. So we're going to have one going down, another one going down like so, so that they alternate, and then one on the top like here. So it looks kind of like this. Then we're going to insert this piece right here. And then we're actually going to grab an extra pin, put one right here, and then put this piece right so. So it looks kind of like this. We're going to keep this to the side too. And now we're going to start with the last part. We're going to grab a 1x7 beam, pins at the end Attach both of them. Attach this right here. Then we're gonna grab a piece, put it right here, and then one going this way. Then we're gonna have one going this way again, and then one going this way, kind of like this. Then we're gonna grab these two pieces, one right here, piece needs to go out, and then this piece needs to go here. So that's the correction I want to make, I'm so sorry. And we're just gonna attach this same way, but now we'll see a gap through here. So it kind of looks like this. And then we're gonna grab this one back, and on the side where these pieces stick out, on the opposite side, we're gonna attach them. Like so. Now we're gonna grab this piece over here, and we're gonna insert it right through here. Like so. So it fits onto this piece, and this kind of piece has room. We should be grabbing this one first and attaching it right into these two slots here. So these slots right here, like so. And then we're gonna actually grab this piece right here, and we're gonna have to put it in these two in here, and then attach this on the bottom, like this. Like so. So this is our printing head right here. Now if we grab this big beam over here that I told you guys, and we just insert it right here and here. So in the 10 parts where we have only Technic, we're gonna go skip one here and attach it right like so. So it looks like this. Pretty nice. Now we're gonna grab our printer, and what we want to do is we want to insert it right here until it touches the gear. Then we can spin the motor and just lay it on like this. So it looks like that. Now we'll build a support structure that then we'll be able to attach the lifting for the arm right here, so it can lift up and down. So for that, we need to start with some 1x7s and grab 2 pins like this, and then attach them to the very end like so, and then grab one of these kind of L-shaped multi-connector pieces, don't know what it's called, like this. So we should have a bunch of these, so we actually need 4 of these. So now once you have 7 of these, what we want to do, we want to attach them to these parts over here, and we want them to attach them going inwards like this, and like this. And same on the other side to these parts over here, these two sticking out, and we want to go inside, so like this, and then just push them in. Like so. So now we have some support structures to attach a beam on, so we can then attach a lift arm over there. Next, what we want to do, we want to add some support to this side, making this a bit less flimsy and also adding more support in general. So for that, we're going to start off with a 1x7 again, right here. Then we want to grab a 1x3. Put a pin through here like so. Put a pin here going down. Grab another 1x3 and just put it like this. Then what we want to do is grab another pin like so. put it right down here, and grab another 3 long pin and put it through both of these so it looks kind of like this. Now grab your 1x7 brick over here, or beam, and just attach it. Next, we want to grab 2 pins and attach them to the end, like so, and like so. Then we just want to simply grab this L piece and put it right like there. Now we want to grab 2 of these that connect to normal pins. And then we want to grab it and put it onto the side. So one goes right here, one goes right here, like this, like so. And then we want to grab a 3 long pin again and put it right through both of these, like so. Pretty simple. Now we're going to keep that to the side. So now we will start off by grabbing 2 pins in this L piece right here, and we will put it like so, and this. Now you do not need to have frictionless pieces. If you have friction ones, those are much better, but I did not have enough pins, so that's why I'm using frictionless ones. Then you want to grab this kind of 1x7 again and put it right here so there's one pinhole gap between it, and like so. And then we want to grab one of these again and put it right through here and turn it so it faces down. So pinhole faces down, like so. Now what we want to do is we want to grab a pin here and put one on the top facing out, and then right here facing out, and then one last one here facing out, so it looks like this. Now we want to put these 2 pieces, this one and this connector over here, so this is an L shape and this is a normal one, like so. Then we want to grab 2 3 long pieces right here, 3 long pins, and put them through this side. So it wants to be in this orientation, like so. Put one right here and put one right here, and then grab this and put it right through here, like so. Now what we want to do is we want to take all this and put it right like this. So this pin should go on the top of here, and then this pin down here should go in. And now we have this. So this part is actually not necessary. We can just keep that away. So now that you have all the parts ready, you want to put this part over here onto this piece, but not connected to this one. So you want to kind of like go through it and then try to push it in, like so. Then you want to take this piece so it has a bush end on one side and then Technic pins on the other. You want to push it right through the piece right beside it, like so. Now we want to grab this piece over here and we want to put it right like so here. So it needs to go through this L-shaped piece and like this. So what this does is it gives us these connecting points to put it, this pin over here that we're gonna use, and then on the back side right here, we actually get 1, 2, 3, 4 connecting points, so we can support a beam right there. Now we'll make a support structure so we can attach the motor that moves the pin head up and down. So for that, we need all of these pieces right here, starting off with this 1x7 right here. And we will just take 2 of these pins. So we will go 1, and then 1, 2, 1 again, like this. Then we'll grab this piece over here, which is a 1x11 beam, and we're actually gonna give it a bit of space. So we're gonna go 2 from here and then secure this. So 1, 2, and we're gonna secure this like so. Then we need to grab another couple pieces, and one needs to go right here at the edge of the top beam and after the stud or the pin. Next, we're going to attach 2 more pins. One right at the beginning over here, and one right at the end. Now we'll grab this 1x13 beam, and we'll attach it right like this. Then we're going to grab 2 more pins, put one right here, and one after 2. So we're going to leave 1, 2, and put a beam right here. And a 1.1x5 beam, put it right like so. Now we're going to attach 2 pins, one here and one here. I do not have that many pins, that's why I'm using frictionless ones. But if you do have more friction pins, you probably want to use that. But I mean, it's not necessarily bad to use it. So this is your first kind of connector. We're going to keep that right here. Now, moving on, we're going to grab another 1x7, like so. And go 2 from the front, 1, 2. Attach a pin here, and one at the end, like so. Now, we're going to grab a 1x9 and attach it like this. Now, we want to grab a 3 long pin, like this, and insert it right down here, like so. Then, we're going to grab this 1x11 beam over here, and we're going to attach it like this. Now, we need to attach, again, another set of pins right beside the blue one. Again, I do not have many friction pins, so I'm using frictionless ones, but if you do have friction ones, you can use that too. Now, we just want to turn it over, add one in the beginning, and not one at the end, but leave one gap and then put it. Then, we can grab another 1x7 beam, attach it like so, and then one pin over here. Gonna leave the pin we already put, and then another one right there. We're gonna keep this aside too. Now we're gonna move on, grabbing this one right over here. To attach this, we're gonna grab 2 pins like this, attach one on the starting, leave a space, then the next one, flip it over, and then the space that we left, we're going to put one right there, like this, and then one like this. Now, what we're going to do is, from this side, so we're going to leave one here, and from this side, we're going to leave one pin, and we're going to insert another pin right here. Then we're going to grab another one, insert it right here, like so. So now we'll grab a 1x13 beam over here and attach it like so. Then we're going to move on. We're going to attach one pin right here, right after the beam. And then another one, we're going to go 1, 2, attach it right here. Grab a 1x5 beam and attach it like so. And then we're going to do 2 pins at the end right here. One pin here and one here. So now that we're done with this, we're going to keep it to the side like so. Now we're going to grab this 1x7 beam over here. And we're going to leave 2 stud or pin space. 1, 2, add a pin, and at the last, add another pin. Grab this 1x9 beam over here. Attach it like so. Now, what we want to do is we want to grab another 2 pins, going on the starting and then the end, like this. Then we're going to attach this big beam right like so. And then we're going to attach these two Technic 3 long pins like this. And then this 1x3 beam like so. So it should look like this. And now at the end, we're going to grab these two pins here and attach one at the end here, leave a space, and right here. So it looks like this. Now we're going to grab this one right here, and we're just going to attach these two pins to this two empty pins right here, like this. And then same with this side, these two pins here to these two empty pins right here. So now we're going to make the part that lifts and lowers the printer head. For that, we need all of these pieces over here. Starting up, we will grab this big axle over here, like this, and we want to attach a frictionless pin right here. These frictionless pins spin more freely and are much better to use when we want something that actually moves. Now what we want to do, we want to go on the other side. We want to go one from the bottom, attach a pin, another one, and then attach a pin, kind of like this. Now, once you have all of that, what you want to do is you want to grab this small L-shaped piece over here, put one like so, and another one, same thing, like so, kind of like that. Now, if you turn around, we want to start by adding this piece to the ends over here, like so, and then this bigger piece like this and like this. So it kind of looks like that. Now if we keep this piece aside right here, we need to make this part. So we want to grab this part like so. Then we want to put a big pin through like that and add a normal pin like so. Grab this piece right here, a mini L piece, and just put it through like that. So you have a little bit coming out. Do the same, but make this in kind of like reverse, mirror it like this. So you have these pieces kind of like this. They're mirrored. Now we want to grab this piece over here again, and we want to attach this like this right onto it. So this big pin on this side should go onto this hole right here. This one should go onto this hole, and then this one right here go onto this pin right here. Now this may take a bit of time to perfectly slide in. So we got one. And we're going to put the other one on like so. Now what we want to do, we want to put this on a more motor, right, like so. So it hangs like this. Now we're going to put this to the side. We're going to grab our printer over here. Now we made this piece last time, a moment ago. We're going to attach this to these parts right here and this one right here, like this. Then we want to attach the motor like this onto here. And then this part right here onto this side right here. We want to grab this beam over here and put it right at the back over here, like so. Connecting everything to this beam. All these extra pins that we have, like so. Then we're going to grab these pieces over here. And we're gonna actually stop this from wobbling like this by just attaching them like this. And there is our mechanism for lifting the printer head attached. So now we're gonna attach the motor to control the pinch roller and the wheels for it. Start off by grabbing a 6 long axle right here. So first thing you have to do, if you can see this hole right here near the touch sensor, we're gonna have to put our bush right here and hold it. Now what we can do, we can insert a 6 long axle right through all of this, through the bush and to the other side. We want to do the same thing with the other side. At this part over here, we want to hold this bush with our hand, and we're just going to insert the axle until it goes all the way through. Now if it does get stuck in there, you can use another axle to just push it right out. Now what we want to do is we want to grab these connectors that connect an axle to another axle. We want to put it right here and move this axle all the way back until the connector is right there. Then we want to grab a 7 long axle right here. We want to put it right there. Then we can grab a wheel. Now we want this back side to go first, straight through, right like so. Then you want to grab another bush and secure the wheel in position like this. Once you're done with that, grab another connector and put it right there. Then we want to grab a motor and put an axle right through it. Make sure the motor is facing like this. And we want to just put it slowly and carefully right here. Now the motor is not held in place with anything, so you want to be very careful so you don't break the axle. Now you want to grab this connector here, but with the pin in the middle. This is a bit longer of a connector. Now what you want to do is put it right through here like so. Now on the other side, what you want to do, you want to do kind of the same thing that we did. Is you want to grab this connector over here and put it through this piece and push it all the way back like so. Then you want to grab another piece like this, put it right here. Take the wheel, have its back side, go through first, all the way back. Then you want to grab another bush and put it right through there. And finally connect both of these halves together like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to support this flimsy motor over here properly. And for that, we're going to actually start off by grabbing these two pieces right here and putting them together like this. Same for another one, like this, pretty simple. And then grab a pin and then just put it right through here like this. Same for the other side. This piece, like this. Now we attach it on these pieces over here. This one on here. So it goes right after here. So leave one space here and then just put it right there. Same for the other side. Now that we've attached that, we're gonna make a beam going right across here. We're gonna grab these 1x13 beams and attach a pin at the end. Leave a stud space and right here, like so. We're gonna then attach this smaller L piece with the Technic axle right here onto the end, right like this. Now we're gonna grab another a pin, and we're gonna attach it right over here, like so. We're gonna keep this aside. Now what we want to do is we want to grab this piece over here. It's a 1x5 beam, and we're going to simply attach a pin to axle connector over here like this, and a normal pin like this. And then we're also going to attach this kind of L-shaped piece over here like this, and another pin that goes onto the inside like this. So this piece should look kind of like this. We're going to keep that to the side too. Now we're going to make another piece. We're going to grab this 1x9 beam. We're going to attach a pin all the way onto the end like this. Then we're going to grab 2 pins and put them onto the other side on the opposite. This piece is pointing this way like this. And we'll grab this bigger L piece over here and put it right here like so. We're going to put all this to the side too. Now we're going to grab this beam over here, and we're going to grab this pin and put it right at the end over here. Next, we're going to grab 2 other pieces over here and start at the end. We're going to put one, then another one, and actually grab 2 more and put one here, and then another one after one stud right here, kind of like this. Now we want to grab this big L over here, put it one stud off. So we're going to leave this stud, or go from here. Now we're going to grab these 2 pieces here, go one right here, and one right here. Now we're going to actually set this aside too. We're going to grab this 1x5 over here and a Technic pin right at the edge. Another Technic pin and a normal pin. So the normal pin goes at the edge like this way, and then the Technic pin goes right here like this. Pretty simple. Then we want this mini L-shaped piece over here. And we're just going to attach it right at the bottom like so. And we're going to keep that aside too. Now what we're going to do, I forgot, is we need to also attach 2 pins to the end of this piece over here. Like this, so it looks kind of like this over here. Now we will grab this part over here, attach a Technic pin right here, like so. And we're going to grab this big part over here and going to attach it right onto this hole right here, like this. Next, we're going to attach this part right here into this Technic pin here, and this pin should all these pins should align and fit perfectly, like so. And this part is now done. So now we're going to grab this piece over here and this beam that we made right now. I'm going to put it right here so we have this 1 stud space. And then we're going to put these 2 studs right here. It should just connect and link everything up so everything's nice and rigid. This piece actually is not needed, so we can remove that. Like so. Now, this one piece that we have left here, we can just simply attach it right like this onto the side of the motor. Now this beam just will fit here, so it will fit onto these 2 pieces right here, these 2 pieces right here, and then move the motor a bit and right like this. So as you can see, this motor over here is a bit flimsy. So to fix that, we all need all these pieces over here. Starting off, we're going to grab this L piece over here and grab these pins right here and put them in these spots, just like this. Then we're going to grab a 1x11 beam like this and grab this 1x9 beam and put it right here. At the end of these beams, we're gonna put pins right here, leave one space, and right here. Same on the other side. We're gonna put a pin right here, leave some space, and put a pin right here. Next, we want to grab these blue 3 long pins, put one right here, and one right here. Then we want to grab this 1x3 beam right here, and put it right through. And then we're going to grab this 1x5 beam, put it right like this. Now what we want to do, we want to put one of these pins right at the edge right here. And then another 3 long pin in the center right here, like so. Next, we want another one of these 1x5 beams, put it straight through, like so. And then we're going to grab another pin, like this, and put it right next to that piece, like this. Now, what we're going to do, we're actually going to grab this piece over here, another L, and we're going to put it right here. Now, we're going to grab 2 pins right here. We're going to put one right here, and the other after one block space, one stud space, right there. And then we're going to add another L piece right on top of it, like so. Also, we're going to add this piece over here and this pin right here, like this. Now, with these 2 pieces, we're actually going to bring our closer, and I'm actually going to move the camera. So if we can see this beam over here, we can attach this part right like this, and the other one on the other side, like this. So to attach this here, these 2 pins will go right into here, and these pins will go into the pins of the pieces we just attached. Now you can see this part is much more stable, and it will help and not move the paper too much while we're printing. So now we're going to build this side support structure. For that, we're going to grab this piece over here. This is a 1x9 Technic beam, and we will put pins on it, and we'll leave one gap in between them, and we'll leave these 2 pieces up here so it looks something like this. Next, we're going to simply grab this L piece, and we're going to stick it right here. Pretty simple. Then we're going to put one right here and here. So one on the start and one on the end. And we'll put this piece, this is also 1x9, right on it, like so. Then we're going to grab 2 Technic pins. We're going to put them right in the middle. One right here and one right here. Once we're done with that, we're just going to grab this piece with a axle hole and put it right there. Next, we want to grab one piece right here, leaving this end. And on the other side, actually, we're going to fill the end up like this. Leave the part where we already put a pin and put another one like this. So it looks something like this. Now, on the side with 2 pins, we're going to put this piece over here. And on the other side with 1 pin, we're going to put this piece right here. Now this attaches onto this side right here. Let me bring it closer so you guys can see. This part attaches right here, while this attaches to this pinhole over here and on these 2 parts here. like that. So now we're gonna attach a couple of support structures. For that, we're gonna grab this 1x5 beam and attach 2 pins on the bottom. Similarly, we're actually gonna attach 2 pins on the top, like so. We're gonna grab this big L piece over here, and we're gonna attach it right here. So there's one stud on top. Now we're gonna go grab another pin and put it right here, and another one right here. So we leave this one stud at the edge open also, and we mount this piece right here. So this is how it should look. And this simply just fits right over here. Right there. So now we're gonna make the part that supports the pen. For that, you need all of these pieces over here. We'll start by grabbing this Technic beam that is 1x13 long. On each side, we will attach 3 pins. Just like this. Now, we will take another one of the same one, and we will attach 2 on one side. Like this, and same for another one. Like this. Next, we will grab this 1x5 beam and the one with the 3s, and we'll just kind of attach this, and then one here, that. Same on the other side. And you should have something that looks like this. Now what we want to do, we want to measure 3 from the side, 1, 2, 3. We want to add a pin right here. Same for the other side. We're going to want to measure 1, 2, 3, and add a pin right here, like so. Next one we want to do is grab another one of these and attach one right after this beam under here, right after that, and then we'll count another 3. 1, 2, 3, and right there. Now we'll grab these red connectors that have a Technic axle, and we're gonna just attach it to the ends. Next, we're gonna grab these ones that connect to a normal Technic pin, and we'll attach these right here. And this is how it should look. Now, we'll grab our printer right here, and we need to attach it to this part over here, this part over here, and on these 2 beams right there. So, we'll insert it through, and starting off, we'll attach it onto both ends. And on this beam, on these 2 beams over here, it needs to attach right above this part right here. Now, the reason we need this support over here, let's take our pen for example. What it does, it stops the pen, it holds it right here and stops it from wobbling like this, and it keeps it straight when it's in the pen head over there. So finally, we're now going to attach everything to the brick. So here we have our Mindstorm brick, and let's start with the first cable. We're going to put this into our color sensor. Now this is a pretty hard fit, so I'm just going to quickly fit it in. So I was eventually able to get the wire attached to the color sensor. This goes into port 4. Next, we grab another wire for the touch sensor. This is pretty simple. And then this goes into port 1 right here. Next, we're gonna connect this big motor. So you wanna thread the cable through this, and then down through here, and then you want to loop it around all the way until you can get to the brick. So you attach one wire here, one side of it, and then this goes into port B, like that. Next, we're gonna do this top motor that controls lifting the pen. So this is fairly simple. You just put the wire right here, thread it down through here, and this goes into port C. Now, last motor, this one's back here. Again, this wire is kind of difficult to put through, but right now you can even lift the printer, put the cable through, like that. And this can just go into port A. So now all of our main wires are attached. You can grab a touch sensor with a separate wire onto it and plug this into port 2. And this is your completed printer. So here is our completed printer. Again, this printer is not perfect. I hope you guys can improve on it by yourselves. Like again, all the code is down in the description below. Do check that out, which will run the printer. Again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.